Hello, Sagittarius. Happy birthday. I'm here to do your reading for December. Um, and as I was laying out your cards here, it was screaming out to me, tension in the home. But there's a positive ending. So what we have here, I'm going to start with your major arcanas. You have the Emperor, the Empress, and the Judgment card. Then you have the King of Swords and the Three of Swords. I just like showing my pictures here. I love these cards. It's Angel of Tarots. And then you have the Three of Coins and the Two of Coins. You have the Nine of Cups here, the Eight of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the King of Cups. And then you have the Nine of Wands and the Three of Wands here. So what I'm going to start with couples here. Now it could go either way. It can go either couples or marriage. So let me start with the couples. You have the Emperor and the Empress. Now the Emperor and Empress in the tarot cards usually symbolize youth or young people, usually teenagers or people in their 20s. So the Emperor is, if you look at this card, it symbolizes fatherhood, someone that's driven, strong-minded, but it can also symbolize controlling and being dominant as well. And then you have the Empress here. Oops. And the Empress, it symbolizes trust, loyalty. It can also about birthing a new idea or actually giving birth to life. And if you see in the symbol about giving birth to nature as well, you see the vegetables here, and nature gives birth to food or plants. And this can symbolize a woman of fertility. Maybe she's pregnant or already has children and is nurturing and loving. It comes with being a parent. But the energy I'm getting here, maybe this here is a young couple. And one person in the relationship here wants this to work and is really in love with this other individual. Because you have the King of Swords here. Now, the King of Swords symbolizes, usually the king is someone who's got a lot of life experience, usually someone later on in adult years. You can consider them parents or grandparents in a way, but he's all about fairness, truth, and he's practical in the way he reasons. It's logical. He makes logical decisions. But then if you, the card below is the Three of Swords here, and someone in this relationship is heartbroken and may feel rejected and may even contemplate on just walking away from this relationship. So all through the cards here on the top three here, we got the Three of Coins and the Nine of Cups. Now, the Three of Coins, it's all about teamwork, fulfillment, and with this King of Swords here, it's about recognition. Maybe someone in the household, this person doesn't feel like they're being recognized for their role. Maybe as being a father, being a protector, being the provider. And what this person wants, of course, is love, because you have the Nine of Cups here, and it's about happiness, satisfaction, and their desires being fulfilled, or their wish being fulfilled. The other person, on the other hand, is kind of closed off mentally. The Swords represents the mind, and this person's already closed off, is contemplating. They're all up in their head, because there may have been a sense of betrayal here. and maybe that's the reason why they're heartbroken, and or maybe they feel like they're the ones being rejected in the relationship. Now, I do see with the Emperor and Empress and this King of Swords, there's a great possibility that there's another person in the picture. Maybe there's another man or woman in the picture, and maybe that's the reason why this person in this relationship does not feel wanted, like they feel like they're not good enough. And then you have here, too, the Two of Coins. It means juggling, multitasking. You're pretty much stretched all over the place. And maybe it's all about time management and prioritizing your time. Maybe this person feels like you're not spending enough time with them. And maybe the reason why, too, excuse me, the Two of Coins can also mean having other options in terms of relationship as well. You're using your time on someone else. So this is really screaming out to me, honestly, another person's in this picture. And this is causing tension in the home. Now, you could, when it deals with separation, it doesn't always have to be physical. This could be being in the same home but not communicating with each other, or not spending time with each other. And then with this Three of Swords came this Eight of Cups here. Now, this, excuse me, hold on, let me drink some of my tea. So this Eight of Cups here, this person is contemplating on walking away. Someone in this relationship is contemplating on just, shutting the door and just walking out, Physically, it could be physically, or this person is already withdrawn. If they're still there, they're already gone. When the mind is gone, the body follows. So maybe this person is in their head contemplating, okay, I might want to just, if this isn't going to work out, I'm just going to leave. But there's a plot twist here, too. Okay, let me just finish this. So now you have the Nine of Wands here and the Three of Wands. Now, the Nine of Wands, both people could be guarded because you do have a history of whatever this tension is going on. So both you guys have your walls up. The person that's being loyal in this relationship may have the guard up because they've been hurt before. Or maybe this person who's being cheated on has their guard up. Again, there's a history here. One person wants to make this relationship work. They're in love with you, but the other person is already detached mentally, and it's now all about deciding to take action, is what I'm getting here. And then you do have deciding, making a choice here. Do you want to work on this relationship, or do you just want to move on? Now, the Judgment card here, it's all about taking action, following your path, so that way you can gain a higher perspective. But it can also mean releasing something and leaving it in the past and then trying something new. So if you're a young couple here, you might want to, I'm sensing there's a lack of communication here. Someone is all up in their thoughts and they're not speaking out. So there has to be communication. There has to be a change in behavior here. So in order to have a different result, I'm sure you've heard this saying before, in order to have a different result, you have to do something different. So trying a different approach in communication, maybe try to, bring love back into this relationship. You know, go back to how you first met in terms of going out to dinner, maybe having a picnic, finding a way to bond with each other again, to bring that love back. So on the bottom of the deck here, I got what's called the Sun card. Now, the Sun card is all about wish fulfillment, success, having fun. It speaks of happiness, success, in happiness is what I'm getting from this card. In other words, everything is going to come back together again. It's going to work out. Is what the energy I'm getting here. So, but I want to shift gears here because I'm getting two different energies. Two different scenarios here. Now, this too, and the Emperor and Empress, like I mentioned earlier, could be, it could symbolize your children. Maybe your teenage daughter's pregnant, or maybe your grandparents now. And so they're living at home here. And when I got this King of Cups and the Queen of Cups here, like I had mentioned earlier, this speaks volume of someone that's mature, that's had a lot of life experience, and is way older. And maybe, and I don't want to criticize parents here. And, with the King of Cups and Queen of Cups, we want so much to support our children, to love them and help take care of them, and even our grandchildren, because cups symbolizes, emotions. Love is one of them. However, sometimes we get so consumed in trying to raise our grandchildren that we end up trying to take over the responsibility of the parents. And we do it out of love. It's not like we're intentionally trying to cause chaos and tension. And so it's causing a rift. So I'm getting the energy, that the family needs to come together and needs to communicate. And with this Three of Swords here, either the daughter or the son-in-law or her baby's father, I'm getting the energy that he does want to fulfill his role here as the father. He loves her. And the Three of Swords, it could go either way. It's all about the energy. Or it could be vice versa. It could be him that's in his head, that already feels detached, that's heartbroken. Maybe because someone is not being recognized for their role here. Yes, we have our grandparents here helping us, but maybe this father or the baby's mama wants to be recognized for her role and this parenting. So maybe when you guys come together and communicate, address each other's role. Because that's what I'm seeing here. And this could, if the communication doesn't change, there's going to be an action taken where someone's going to leave the home. Or, leave the home. So definitely, like I said before, it's all about communication. Oh, and I wanted to bring this up too. I love my Rebel decks. It says, eat your fucking vegetables. Eat some shit made by Mother Nature. So maybe some of you grandparents are concerned about your grandchildren in terms of their diet. And maybe that's what caused attention, because you're wanting what's good for them, but with mom and dad in the mix, there may be a different perspective, even a simple thing as meals. Or or, or how to raise them. But at the same time, it says too here, and excuse me for this, but I'll just go ahead and say it. It says here, don't fucking force it. Allow that shit to come to you. So in other words, don't force your perspective, if you are the grandparents, on this relationship too much. Let your children come to you for advice on how to raise their child. And I know this is kind of difficult because the feeling I'm getting is the Empress and the Emperor are living at home. I mean, they could possibly live somewhere else, but with the in-laws, it's causing tension here. One of it's either your daughter, your son, or your daughter-in-law, son-in-law. Someone is feeling left out, or feels like they're being criticized too much. They feel like they're being talked down to in terms of their role as a parent. And the other person here wants to be a parent and is doing everything they can to be the best parent that they could be. So, I mean, if you are grandparents, this is a good opportunity to take a step back, analyze, and try to see it from your daughter's perspective, or your son-in-law's perspective, or vice versa. So, and then try to observe without judging. Try to observe the situation without judging. Try to observe within yourself as grandparents without judging yourself. Leave judgment. I mean, yeah, it's kind of because we have that judgment card there. It's kind of what's the word I'm trying to look for? Kind of productive, I guess. I mean, don't judge. What the judgment card really talks about is about releasing old patterns of behavior, releasing old patterns of thoughts, and trying to do something different. Because in the end, if you guys do that, it's one big happy family. There's reunion. There's happiness. Everyone's emotionally, mentally fulfilled. Okay? So, and then to wrap it up, I'm going to go ahead and read you your Moonology Oracle. It says it's time to take action. So this means to do your best, do whatever it takes to make this work, to make yourself happy, to make others, happy in terms of the immediate family. It also talks about having a plan. When it comes to raising children and grandchildren, it's time consuming and it's costly at times. So definitely have a plan. Also, when you want to communicate and bring the family together, you definitely want to have a plan on how you're going to go about doing that. The main thing is to have a setting where it's positive. So plan it out on how to bring the family together. Now, if you're single and maybe there's a third party involved and you do want to walk away from this relationship, there is, this also speaks about having a new person in your life. Another person's going to be coming in your future. So, take it how it resonates with you. Oh, and it also, excuse me, one last thing. It says also to avoid arguments. Okay, so, and this is kind of, what do you call the word I'm looking for? This is in agreements with this, about standing your ground, but there's already tension, so you definitely want to try to cool things off, make amends, allow, when it comes to communication, let the other person speak. Everyone needs to have their turn. talk over someone. Don't talk down to someone. Don't judge them, and definitely don't judge yourself as well. So, that's all I have for you, Sagittarius. Take care, okay?